How was Grand Theft Auto made? With the show-stopping reveal of Grand Theft Auto 6 in all its glory, we now finally live in a world where we know when we'll finally get our hands on it. 2025. It has been a very long time coming, and the hype felt by the GTA fanbase, one of the largest and oldest communities in the entire gaming space, is unparalleled. Finally, a trailer that made the fans feel the way the GTA 5 trailer did a decade ago, and all the previous installments before it. It really makes you wonder how we got here, how GTA went from a classical top-down shooter to one of the most immersive, realistic, and beautiful game franchises in the world today, used as the de facto benchmark for the open-world game genre. So today, we'll take some time to revisit the hallowed roots of this franchise and look at exactly how Grand Theft Auto was made. Inception of the franchise. The story of this franchise begins with DMA Design, a Dundee-based game developer founded by David Jones in 1988. Originally working alongside Nintendo to release a launch title for their upcoming Ultra 64 platform, which was to feature some over-the-top violent gameplay that let you jump into any vehicle you wanted and accidentally kill civilians if they got in the way. Naturally, this didn't get a pass from Nintendo lead Miyamoto. He wanted more puzzles and less gore, but Jones thought differently. The aggressive gameplay in an open-world setting fit him perfectly, and he wanted to expand on this concept further. He dreamed up a cops and robbers type game, set in a lively city where player freedom was emphasized. The problem was, Nintendo would never have gone for it. Jones needed a new publisher, someone bold. Enter BMG Interactive, led by Sam and Dan Houser, who had just signed on and had big plans for the gaming space. Their vision of gaming aligned with Jones, and the idea of an unapologetically violent game with the freedom to go anywhere would have resonated with them. So Jones pitched them a PC game called Race and Chase. It had an ambitious scope, set in a large open world between 3 cities. You played as a petty thug navigating the criminal underworld, stealing cars at will, completing murder contracts, and attracting the attention of the law enforcement. Naturally, the idea was a major hit with Houser's, a mature game with a sick sense of humor, ideal for people who were into gaming but had aged out of Mario and Pac-Man. They signed Race and Chase and immediately changed its name to the infamous Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto launches. After a long 30 months of development, Grand Theft Auto finally launched in 1997. Although the graphics were dated for the late 90s, and the industry was shifting to 3D worlds, and the game was forced in a top-down perspective to overcome the technical limitations, it was a huge hit regardless. The sandbox freedom of GTA was a standout, and gamers around the world tore into it. However, it wasn't without its fair share of controversies, the first of many more to come. British, German, and French officials condemned it for its violence and crimes against both civilians and law enforcement alike. But for many, that was part of the fun. It was the ultimate criminal fantasy, and you were free to do as you pleased, which was something other games at the time just didn't offer. The release of the original GTA demonstrated that a small, ambitious team could create a game that not only pushed technical boundaries, but also challenged societal norms surrounding video game content. It was only up from there. After multiple expansion packs for the original GTA, DMA began working on Grand Theft Auto 2, a new and improved version set in Anywhere City that added new weapons, vehicles, and escalated the law enforcement crackdown on the player's criminal actions. It was going to feel even more alive, more random, and more chaotic than the first game. It was around this time that the Houser brothers renamed DMA Games to Rockstar Games, cementing their identity in the industry. GTA 2 launched shortly after in 1999 and was a hit just like the original. Although it did well, the top-down 2D graphics stuck out worse than ever, especially for a game releasing this close to the 21st century. Rockstar needed to revolutionize their approach. The 3D universe. Realizing the need for a 3D title, Rockstar licensed a third-party engine and used it to gradually develop a 3D version of Liberty City, one of the cities from the original game. The world took shape with a day-night cycle, dynamic weather, and the hallmark GTA criminal elements. They enabled players to do anything, go anywhere, however they wanted. The world was filled with fake commercials and satire that mocked the real world, a soon-to-be franchise hallmark. And finally, Grand Theft Auto 3 was released in 2001, instantly becoming the best-selling game of the year. GTA 3 not only revolutionized the visual aspect, but also pioneered the concept of open-world sandbox gameplay. The expansive city was no longer just a backdrop for missions. It became a playground where players could freely roam, discover hidden secrets, and engage in emergent gameplay. The freedom to explore the city and undertake various activities between missions set a new standard for open-world gaming. Things would never be the same for the gaming industry. Capitalizing off the success, Rockstar then launched GTA Vice City in 2002, which built on the success of GTA 3 to introduce even more settings, characters, vehicles, weapons, and mechanics. It was set in the 1980s Miami-inspired Vice City and embraced a nostalgic and cinematic approach, drawing inspiration from iconic films of the era. It was also the first to feature a fully voiced protagonist in the form of Tommy Vercetti, voiced by the brilliant Ray Liotta. Vice City solidified the franchise as an absolute powerhouse. Nothing could compare to the fun and freedom offered by GTA at this point. And then, Rockstar took it even further, even bigger. They launched GTA San Andreas in 2004, a massively ambitious title that took place in the state of San Andreas, spanning 3 different cities, 4 times the space that Vice City took up total. The graphics were bigger, the missions more varied, the cast expanded, and the story was more personal. The vehicle count was more than double GTA 3's. You could customize your character's clothing and hair, and level up various skills such as driving and shooting. It was an unparalleled leap forward in scale, and Rockstar seemed to keep outdoing themselves. The 3 mainline games released in this era, alongside the 2 groundbreaking spin-off titles released on the PlayStation Portable, became known as the 3D universe of GTA games, and are largely credited with revolutionizing the open-world genre and gaming as a whole. Evolution of the franchise. After San Andreas, it was hard to imagine Rockstar finding a way to take things further than even that. But they found a way. Rockstar upgraded their series to the Rockstar Advanced Game Engine, or RAGE, and rethought everything about what a GTA game plays like. The graphics were completely overhauled, the camera was changed up, police were revamped, an interactable cell phone was introduced, buildings could be seamlessly entered and exited. Even a simple act of stealing a car was revamped. Native multiplayer also made its debut, allowing GTA missions to finally be played together in groups. All these improvements culminated in Grand Theft Auto 4 in 2008, which pushed the envelope to even greater heights. It led the franchise into the HD era, set in a beautiful and lifelike reimagining of Liberty City that featured intricate details, both large and small. With every successive GTA installment, it was clear that Rockstar was at the forefront of the industry, and no conversation about AAA open-world games could ever be held without GTA being mentioned. A year and a half and 2 successful expansions for GTA 4 later, speculation soon began once more on the next installment in the franchise. Then, in 2011, after years of denying any plans to announce the next game yet, Rockstar suddenly changed the company website to display the logo for the next entry, GTA 5. They then soon confirmed that the franchise will return to Los Santos, San Andreas, and will feature not just 1, but 3 playable protagonists with an intertwined story that can be seamlessly switched between, once again setting the stage to revolutionize the franchise. After a massive hype train spanning 2 years where details trickled out little by little, revealing activities like mountain hiking, base jumping, deep-sea diving, submarining, and high-stakes heisting, GTA 5 was finally released in September 2013. Set in the most sprawling, detailed, and believable open world that Rockstar had ever created, GTA 5 is a game that has spent a decade in our lives, being ported from one platform to another, receiving graphical overhauls and updates galore. And that's not to mention Rockstar's epic doubling down on multiplayer in the form of GTA Online, a game mode for GTA 5 that lets you create your own character and play through insane missions and heists, or freely roam the world with your friends, building yourselves up in the criminal underworld together. And that all brings us to this moment, where at long last we're moving on from GTA 5 and finally living in a post-GTA 6 trailer world. Rockstar's cycle of massive fan hype is set to repeat itself yet again, and we personally are all here for it. Hope you learned something from this video. Thanks for watching.